What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Welcome back to another episode of Pappy's tutorial series, where we're going to be wrapping up everything as far as the driveline on this old '68 Dodge Dart. But I had a comment yesterday on the as far as the installation of the four-link, the tires, the wheels, the back half from MCV Products. They said, "Pappy, you left your drive shaft out. Don't forget it." Well, I don't have to. I can save the drive shaft for last because I build it's a telescoping drive shaft, and I use the aluminum K&S aluminum tubing. And as you can see right there, these are two pieces of tubing that they mate together and they slide inside and out. This aluminum tubing is available at Hobby Lobby. You can get it's part number 5102 and 5101. As you can see, there's the price, or 5 and 4. For under $10, you can have a multitude of enough of aluminum tubing to make several drive shafts for several builds. So run by Hobby Lobby, get you some of this stuff, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I've got you can use either a 3D printed universal joint, and as you can see right there is the universal joints that I use. Brian over at Got Fuels Models printed these up for me. He gave me a good pack of them, and I've had quite a few of them, and I like using these kind of in the final assemblies of my any of my builds. So what I'll do is I'll take a measurement, and about a 2-inch, usually about 2 inches is what what's coming out of here. We'll take this, cut it with a razor saw, and then we'll cut another 1-inch piece right here. See how easily that pulls out, and it'll telescope in there. Then we'll take you can use either 3D printed universal joints, or you can take a drive shaft out of a kit and cut the very universal end of it off, leaving enough to trim down to where it'll slide up in that into the aluminum itself. Once you do that, you can super glue that in there, paint the very end of it, and bam, you got yourself a telescoping drive shaft. And once I get everything cleaned up, we do the other end right here. See how that just easily slides up in there. And then now that we got the rear end, all the four-link is all tied in. Of course, the motor's been in there for a while, but now I've got the housing's been drilled out, the transmission's been drilled out, and I'm not going to mount this thing in here, but I'm going to show you how easily this works once you fabricate you one in. I'm gonna have to line that end up, and of course that'll slide in that hole right there in the axle housing. And then we'll pull the front end of that out, and we'll slide that in there, and voila, you got yourself a telescoping drive shaft. Mounts in there very easily. All you got to do to permanently mount it, I'm not permanently mounting it right now. I've still got to paint the ends of these, but you can just put you a dab of super glue on both ends, insert those into the axle housing, one end into the tail end of the transmission, and you got a very nice looking drive shaft. But run by Hobby Lobby, get some of those, see if you can find somebody that'll print you up some, or some 3D printed universal joints, or you can just use the kit universal joint itself. And but this really does look good on a underneath itself, man. I tell you, the only things that we got left on this build, I'm still got to do exhaust. I'll show y'all in another episode on Pappy's tutorial series how I do exhaust. I got some Flowmasters, I got some Cherry Bombs. We'll see which one I've got room for up under here, and then I'll show you how I use K&S, and I use solder a lot in making the tubing coming out, as well as coming out the very end of the mufflers themselves. So more to come on that. We still got to do I've still got a lot to do to finish this car. I won't flip it over and do a reveal on this thing anytime soon, but we'll be dropping videos on March the 16th on our finished and completed I see. I knew I'd screw it up, but on our unified scale auto, you know what? Do you sack build? Let's just put it like that. I've said it so darn much on this series. I'm just about tongue tied now. But run by Hobby Lobby, pick you up some of this tubing, and make your own drive shafts and have fun with it. And as I always say, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.